Part of the recent-ish controversy about the Woodford funds was some valid questions from consumers about why the fund continued to be on platform buy lists even while it was apparently having some difficulties. Awkward. Yep, platform buy lists have been under some scrutiny recently, and with good reason. So I wanted to look at some reasons why I think you should not consider buying funds off platform buy lists. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock down here. Never quite sure which side that's on. Say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management for continuing to sponsor the show, and let's crack on. Now, Hargreaves Lansdown particularly came in for quite a lot of flack recently over the Woodford fund being on their Wealth 50 buy list. Now, in their defense, Hargreaves Lansdown said that the Wealth 50 is not a buy list. Instead, it's a list of their favorite funds. They said that their job was to highlight the funds that they think are best in class, and then it's the public's job to make up their mind. So that's old news now, really, but the key point is that they thought those funds were best in class, but the reasons for thinking that, to my mind, are still a little bit unclear. One question that you always need to ask whenever somebody with a vested interest tells you to do something or suggests that you do something like buy a fund off a buy list, that question is simply why? In this case, at the very least, we need to ask, why is this fund on that list? In fact, let's go one step further and ask, why is there a favorite fund list at all? The answer to that is that it serves both the platform and the fund manager, but you, the investor, are certainly not the main winner here. The platform gets a cheap deal from the fund manager because they can drive fund flows to the manager. The platform, of course, then gets ongoing fees for the money that you hold on the platform. Really important to remember that the platforms are not taking into account your situation when they're building these lists. And certainly they're not aware of what might be a good investment for you. They can't do that unless they are advising you, and these buy lists tend to be the preserve of direct-to-consumer self-investment platforms. And there is no advice going on here. You are choosing your own investments. Hargreaves Lansdown said that their Wealth 50 funds are best in class, but that's not to say that they are best for you. So remember that. This is your money, your hard-earned cash, so don't let anybody tell you what is best for you unless you are paying them for that advice. You see, if you are paying an advisor, they are liable under law for that advice. They have to prove, if asked, why their advice is the best advice for you, for your unique situation. Their neck is on the line, right? So they should certainly be taking that responsibility seriously. So, unless a fee for advice transaction has taken place between you and an advisor, take anything anybody tells you about what you should do with a massive pile of salt. Platform buy lists are ostensibly there to provide help to you when choosing funds. That's very magnanimous of them, except when it's not, for the reasons we've just described. But if you are a self-investor going it alone to construct a portfolio which will build wealth for your future, you're going to need to be a little bit more engaged than just scanning a spoon-fed buy list of funds. Fund research actually isn't that difficult, and I can teach you how to do it over at meaningfulacademy.com if you like. But actually, the choice of individual fund is the last thing that you should consider when building a portfolio. You're going to need to understand the interplay between risk and timescale, the principles and practice of asset allocation, the difference between active and passive investments and what that really means for you, and lots more besides. Now, there's tons of stuff available for free over at the meaningfulmoney.tv website. Just click on the Learning Center and do some searching and tooling around. I've written a book called The Meaningful Money Handbook. That goes into the basics of this stuff as well. Ultimately, platform buy lists are for lazy people. Now, I'm all for making life easy on yourself, but sometimes you have to earn that ease by putting in some work beforehand. So, dive into the podcast back catalog, the Learning Center on meaningfulmoney.tv, and teach yourself this stuff. This is your future at stake. So don't be a lightweight. Learn. Ask others. There's a Meaningful Money community over at Facebook, 2,500 people in there nearly, so definitely ask to join that. That's at meaningfulmoney.tv/community. It's a brilliant group of like-minded people, all looking to build wealth for their future and really looking to help each other out. And if you want results quickly, then head over to meaningfulacademy.com. Remember, you are better than platform buy lists. This is your future. You need to look out for number one. See you next week.